Hi friends, it's Michelle. Welcome to my channel. I am going to do an impromptu haul video today. And the purpose is really not to show you all these wonderful things that I got at my recent estate sale, but more to show you that estate sales should never be you should never be intimidated by them, and you should never just think because you see maybe some photos online that show a fancy house or some furniture or dishes that there isn't paper there. So I was looking at a photo album for an estate sale, and it was cute, but it really didn't have any, it didn't look like, it didn't present itself as having any paper. And I asked my friend who was working it what she thought, and she said, "Oh, it's a very cute house, but I don't think you'll find any paper here." Well, that was a challenge, because to me, when I hear there's no paper, I always know there's paper. So it was a 2-day sale. I literally showed up 10 minutes before the close of the sale. And they usually let people kind of pick around at the end there, and they make super deals. So that's a little tip there. A lot of estate sale companies have power hours where the last hour of the sale, they clearance everything. So what I'm going to show you, I paid next to nothing for. And keep in mind, this, I was told there was really no paper at this sale. So I just want to show you that you can always find, if you're willing to look, you can always find paper. So first off, look at these little trade cards. They are Coca-Cola, and they are sort of like tea cards, and they're all botanicals. They are not in the best of shape. They would not be probably anything a collector would want, only because of their condition, but they are perfect for our needs. Oh, I love this little Jack in the Pulpit, and they're perfect for crafting. This is, I'm familiar with these. These are the useful Birds of America, and these were for Arm & Hammer baking soda. And again, a lot very similar to tea cards with lots of little birds, and I totally scored these. So this was like a really great little thing. These would look beautiful on the front of a cover of a journal, and really cute, and I love this. And these were very affordable because, again, they were at the end of the sale. Now, this is not paper, true, but you guys know I love to have a cup of tea, and I love a pretty place to put my tea bag. But also, if you're a paper person who's on Instagram, sometimes I buy things for photographs, to photograph different items for my Insta feed. So these would be beautiful for showing fussy cuts and beads and stamps, and they had a whole stack of them, so I just bought 4. And I'll use them as photo props. I'll also use them when I'm sorting things on my desk, and I can use them when I have a cup of tea. So got that. Now, these little books, these golden guides, I find that these are in a lot of estate sales because they were very popular in the 70s, and people bought them for their kids or just as little guidebooks, and they make great artwork for journals. Now, when they're in really good shape, I won't cut them because I just love these little books, but like this one isn't in great shape, and this would be great for like a celestial astronomy kind of journal. And really cool little books. Okay, so you see this book and you think, well, this isn't really a junk journal book. Well, no, but it is a great collage book because there's some really funny little words in here. The font's a little big. A lot of it is in typewriter font. And, you know, even some of the images for fussy cutting on mail or just in a collage would be funny. I mean, I like to make funny collages in my normal everyday journaling, and I like to cut up books and put funny little quotes in them. And, you know, you can just cut these up to make like word art. So yes, it's not your typical book, but you can find some funny things. This I thought was cute. It had a lot of really good little black and white images. I actually am not going to cut this up. I think I'm going to give that to a friend who likes railroads. And then I found just, okay, look at this book. I find this a lot people who have dogs often have dogs that chew on the books. I mean, it is in horrible, horrible shape. But look inside. Look at these plates. A lot of them are damaged, but I can cut them up and use them in collage and, again, just take what I need from this book and then get rid of the rest. There's a lot of black and white images in here. Pages are good. I'll just remove what I want and get rid of the actual external book because it is chopped. Okay, so here's funny. So this person was a builder and had a lot of technical books, but look at these neat builder's guides. I liked them because when you go in, let's see if there's a date on this. 1924. Look at some of the artwork. Let me see if I can. I think they're kind of cool, but each one, like, that's a neat illustration, I think. Especially for like a steampunk or something. Not everything in here I would be interested in, but there's some really cool images in some of these books. I like that one. And terrific for backgrounds and things. This is another one. This is another builder's guide. Some of them have really good, like illustrations, and look at how cool that vise is. Like, I think these are kind of cool for different kinds of journals, maybe steampunk journals, or I don't know. I love this like rule there, that square. Like this one has some really great illustrations. And they had probably about 15 of these. Look at that great number. I mean, there's a lot to cut up in here. And this was on just a book of textbooks. Like, you got to look. You have to really look in the nooks and crannies. This was on a bookshelf with a bunch of college textbooks that nobody would have looked at. There were still like 20 of them left. And I'm talking about pretty much as the sale was done. The little observer books I love. Now, aircraft isn't really my thing, but there's some great black and whites, terrific silhouettes. And again, I think when you have paper, it's nice to have an inventory of different types of things to choose from. This little French Impressionist book is terrific for fussy cutting. It's got a nice creamy paper. Again, on a bookshelf. Here's another one of those little nature guys. Look, it's zoo animals. This would be terrific for fussy cutting, although I don't think I'm going to cut this one. I'm just going to add it to my collection. Love this little zoo animal one, and that it says zoo animals. I have a whole collection of these. This is a just terrible book. Look at this. It's falling apart, but terrific cover, the sketchbook, and, good old patina Bookpages. Again, I don't even think I paid for that. They threw some things in for free. A bridge book, a tally book. Those are always good for pages and things. And another one of those little observer books. Oh, and I found just some loose tallies from like the 70s. And here is one on game birds. Again, terrific for fussy cutting, especially for like fall journals. Look at that for like Thanksgiving. This one doesn't interest me that much, so I probably won't fussy cut in this book. And then I found a deck of cards that was not complete, but it's from the 1964 and 65 World Fair. But what's neat is that each card has different images on them, and those would be super fun for journaling cards because they're very colorful and different, and some of them might lend themselves to themed journals. So I really liked that. Now keep in mind, there was no paper at this estate sale. All right, let me take this stuff away so that I can show you the last couple of things, and then I want to talk to you about a challenge. Okay, So look at these. They're in horrible shape. Let me see if I can zoom back just a little bit. They are called the How and Why books. They were sort of like children's informational books. They're soft cover. Let me put the light down a little bit. There we go. They're soft cover, and again, they're not in great shape. But I love this cover and the artwork. I love the inside page is really graphic. And then the printing is very muted at this point. I think it probably always was, but with age, it's gotten even more. I'm going to put these at probably in the 60s or the 70s, 1970s, but 1962. They have terrific artwork for journals. I really love the muted color. I love the creaminess of the paper. I mean, look at that pretty little image there. So the wildflower one is a real find because look at all the material that is in this book. Just terrific. And really bad shape. The spine is coming off. Look at the pages are coming out. So I don't even think I was charged for these because they were left over and nobody was buying them. This is the earth. Look at the gems. Sometimes when you buy a bunch, they'll just throw things in for free. So there's not going to be a lot in the earth, but there are some interesting things I can clip out of there for sure. And this gem page is terrific. Now, dinosaurs, that would be a challenge to find something, right? But if nothing else, I can always use the inside of the pages there. There's an alligator. All right. Maybe I'll just fussy cut a few of the smaller dinosaurs for some fun happy mail, like these. You know, like to my nephew or something. Ants and bees. This one might be interesting. I like entomology. It has interesting, I love insect. A lot of insect images are really cool. And again, when something is this cheap, you can, and it's in this poor shape, you can just cut what you want and then get rid of the rest, recycle the rest, and feel good about saving some of the paper and making sure that it gets into recycling. Lots of horses here. I love that. I'm kind of light on horse fussy cuts, so this will be a good one. Fish. I don't use a lot of fish, but again, could be very fun for happy mails. And then stars. Again, another really terrific one for like an astronomy or astrology kind of a book. And I love the covers. I think they're super fun. And again, remember there was no paper at this sale. Oh, and some postcards. Okay, it's challenge time. See this book? World Treasury of Children's Literature. It's nothing special. It's just a soft-covered compilation of a bunch of children's stories. You can find these kind of books everywhere. Thrift sales, yard sales, Goodwill, used bookstores, you name it. This is a 1984 book, it's not even that old, and I paid $1 for it. And that's pretty much the type of money you would spend on a book like this. And you might flip through it and say, it's really nothing special. You might not even be attracted to the artwork in it. But books like this are full of treasures. And I want to challenge you to find a book like this. Not necessarily children's lit. It can be anything. It can be a science book, a botanical book, a history book. Find a book. Ooh, I love Fernand. I love this story because this particular picture right here is one of my favorite pictures to fussy cut. But usually it's a very big picture, but because they've made all the pictures smaller in this book, it's much smaller. But anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm going to spend this evening pulling this book apart, fussy cutting images, taking out book pages, and I'm going to try to harvest from this book as many pieces of ephemera or fussy cuts as I can. And I'd like to challenge you to do the same, to find a book like this, a big compilation book or a history book or a botanical book, even if it's something that maybe you don't think you would really use a lot. And I'd like you to get out a pair of scissors and start working on taking things out of the book and see what you can get from one cheap book. So to all my friends out there watching who enjoy junk journaling, enjoy sending happy mail, enjoy collage, here's I'm throwing down the gauntlet. This is my challenge to you. Get a book, cut out the pages like you see me doing here, fussy cut, trim, whatever it is you want to do with that book. And then make a little video or make a post and tag me and show me what you found out of a book that most people would walk by. Or maybe do it this way. Find a book that you know other people would love and show how much content can be in that book. So people have their favorites like Edith Holden and things like that. There are some books out there that are way more material than getting like a paper pack. I myself am going to take this not so special book and rip it apart and harvest what I can out, and then I will make a follow-up video and I will show you everything that I was able to get out of this book, what I'm going to use it for. And I just think it's a really fun and creative exercise to do. It's something you can do while watching TV or while you're watching other YouTube videos. It's something that if you're not feeling very inspired to create, you can still do that in your workroom and feel like you got something accomplished. So I'm going to leave you here. Thanks for tuning into my little haul video, and hopefully you'll accept my challenge. I look forward to hearing what you all think about what I get from this book, and I hope you'll share with me what you do with your own books. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.